Hello, hello. That blame hair is growing. It's me again, the one and only Lady Cindy Barker. Well, today's the 8th, and today is my sister's birthday. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Loma. Happy birthday to you. I love you. And there's that. She's my baby sister. I have, wow, there's a lot of us girls. I have one sister passed away, Lassie. And my sister Vaughn, she's in a wheelchair now. My sister Grace, she still gets up and gets around. Although she can't remember I was there. Or maybe she didn't want to remember I was there. Might have been one of them incidents. um, then my sister Patricia, we call her Pete. Um, and then there's me and then my sister Loma. And my brother Virgil passed away. Two brothers passed away earlier when they were babies. And I have one brother left. He's in Pennsylvania. His name's William. We call him Mac. Rhymes with Jack. Sometimes I'd like to say, hit the road, Jack. You hear me, Mac? Hit the road, Mac. You hear me, Jack? Well, my grandson graduates June 12th. I'm going to a festival in Sterling June 19th. June 30th, I have to go. My son has a colonoscopy, and I've got some doctor's appointments this month. Got to have some tests run after having my physical. But my physical, well, um, normal, borderline normal. Um, maybe not mentally. uh, I think we all could use some help there. But health wise, consider my age 70. Ooh. Somehow I feel it, but don't feel it. You know? My body feels it and says, "Are you stupid? What are you trying to do? Walk across logs and falling? And are you crazy? What are you trying to do? All these crazy dances and your hips are going crunch, pop, crunch. Are you absolutely out of your mind trying to walk way too far?" But I'm still moving. Um, I'm dealing with the pain the best way I can, and I use music and dance, you know, and like to go out and see people, but I've been working, so I can't get out and run around and have fun anymore. So I'm having to budget. I want to buy some property, so I'm budgeting, staying home, saving money, trying to get a job at this internet thing. You know, I mean, first of all, my health holds me back because I can't do nowhere near what I used to do. I mean, I could drive for Uber, but not now. After COVID and after having to fight with the rest of my health and well, let's just say me getting ill kind of took a beating on my eyes, and so I don't really feel comfortable driving. Um, I like to get out and dance and entertain. Been trying to figure out how to do that. Um, you know, comedy, country comedy, karaoke, and dance. Guess figure out how to write a proposal up. I've got a couple of clubs in mind. One of them will probably hire me. They hired me before. I don't see why they wouldn't hire me now. I mean, all I have to do is take the reference that they gave me before and say, hey, this is your reference. Put me on your schedule, you know? Um, or whatever. But I got to figure that out. So I'm working on that. Been working on some poems, and my grandson won't let me give him money for graduation. I bought him a little gift and a birthday card, and put a short poem in the birthday card for him, in my handwriting, of course. So, because my granddaughter was telling me that her great grandmother passed away recently, and that her great grandmother always put money in their birthday cards, which is, I usually do that, or graduation cards or whatever. And she said that she wishes she would have had something with her handwriting in it, a note, a poem. And she said a lot of the journals, I used to buy journals because I think people ought to journal. I journal. Uh, I don't do it daily, which I should probably, but I don't. Um, I do it when important stuff happening, or if I'm just got something on my mind or whatever. Uh, so I give out journals for Christmas a lot, but I always put a poem in the journal, to whoever, and put the poem in there. And none of them journal. None of my grandchildren, my children, they don't journal. I think tomorrow I might just go and buy me a little bit of makeup and throw a little bit of makeup on my eyes, make me look a little less dead. And go out and go on stage for open mic night at Bob and Martha at JV Restaurant, and, promote myself. Get all decked out. Wear my red hat. Yep. Might do that. It won't cost that much to go there. Well, crazy world right now. Craziness going on. I just try to stay away from it. My sons won't be going to my grandson's graduation because he had already scheduled. Now that COVID's over and they all vaccinated, he's going to Outer Banks with his children for his vacation, and he'd scheduled that prior to them saying, okay, you can come to the graduation, because they thought it was going to be virtual before. So he had already scheduled that, so he won't be able to be there. But he's going to Outer Banks. Dad blame, I wish I could go to Outer Banks. I like going to Outer Banks. That's fun. But it's expensive to go there. I need to start working before I can do that. What I ought to do is call Outer Banks, find out what places are looking for entertainers, because I got a feeling they might be looking for some people. I mean, a lot of people died, entertainers, and maybe, I don't know, a lot of people died with COVID, so we never know. Who knows? Anyways, I got a couple of new subscribers, so I would just like to say thank y'all to y'all, whoever you may be, that you're subscribing to me. I appreciate you. I surely do. I also like to go out and when I go out And so, like for instance, today I went to McDonald's because those young people, they need jobs, and I appreciate them working. So when I go out and I go to dinner or I go to the grocery store, wherever I go, I say, "Thank you for working. I appreciate you." So this little girl at the McDonald's, when I went through the window, just was craving some French fries. Of course, anyways, I went and so I said, "Thank you for working. I appreciate you." She just stuck her head out the window and, "What'd you say?" and made me repeat it, which I did. And then she said, "Oh my God, thank you." And she had this smile on her face, you know, and it just made my day to see her smile. And she said, "I don't get that. I don't ever get that much." And she really appreciated it. So I would hope that y'all, wherever you at, when you're out and about, thank people, appreciate them, show them appreciation. You'd be surprised how bad their day might be going, and we show them some appreciation, then it makes their day better, and that made me smile. It made me feel good to see her smile and feel good. That's good. And then I like going to stores if they have a sale on, and it's like 2 for 1. Like 2 bags of potato chips, 99 cents. So I say, well, let me spoil my health. And there's a worker there, and they like those, and they're working, and they're, you know, I say, "I appreciate you working here. I'm gonna give you one of these." I go give them one, but then I go up front and I tell the people, at the customer service and stuff, "Hey, look, they didn't take that. I gave it to them. Just show my appreciation. Pay it forward." People have been kind to me at moments when I needed. Excuse me, human nature. I was outside today, piddling around in Angel's Garden. Well, I got some tomato plants going out there. I made mixed pickles. I ain't got no more. I had my last can today. So now that I'm growing some green tomatoes, I can make me some mixed pickles again. So today I had mixed pickles and beans and toast. Usually cornbread, but I was just too tired. I kind of peeled around, cleaned the floor, went out and peeled around in the garden, you know, put some things up so the tomatoes would have something to climb on, and looked and I saw all those green tomatoes growing. Oh, yay, 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 yay. And one of the plants is plum tomatoes. I like plum tomatoes. Angel bought me the tomato plants, so I didn't know what kind of tomato plants it was. I think one of them's big boys, and then the other one, I don't know what it is. But I know the one's plum tomatoes. And she's got grapes. And so the tomatoes are growing in the grapes bin. And so I just water the grapes when I water my tomato plants. It's getting really hot out there today. So I like to go out in the evenings and give them a little spray, let them have a little fresh water. Sit on the swing and sit there and talk to them for a little bit. Hey, I love you, tomato plants. Would you grow me some tomatoes? Yummy. Yay. So, talk to your plants, sing to your plants. You'd be surprised how much better they'll be. I had plum tomato plants last year. I grew down out there. And I go out there and sing to it, and I had plum tomatoes like almost all summer long. You know, I had enough to where I made some mixed pickles with plum tomatoes, green plum tomatoes. Those were good. So, but they're not real big, so it takes a lot of them. But the big boys, get them green and they're bigger, so you don't have to use a whole bunch of green tomatoes, just a few of them per jar of mixed pickles, just a few green tomatoes. I like to mix them in lines, lines, cabbage, corn, green beans. green tomatoes. Mix it up. Put it in the jars. Put the can of salt in there. Let them ferment. Although my Korean neighbor here, she doesn't like my mixed pickles, so no more mixed pickles for her. She likes Korean food, and it's kind of sweet, I guess. I don't know. I need my mixed pickles. It's good for my colon. It's great for hangovers, but I don't drink. But I found that out because my brother-in-law, he used to drink a lot, and I'd go up and spend the night with me as a little girl. I always had a jar of mixed pickles in the refrigerator, cold. So he'd come in and he had a hangover, and the next morning he'd go straight for them mixed pickles, and he'd just take them out. Wouldn't fry them up like I do. I rinse them off and fry them up. He'd just take a big old spoon of them mixed pickles, get them in. Whoa. Oh, I'm looking like that because they're sour. So I say, now, why does he do that? Eat them like that out of the jar. She said, well, that's good for a hangover. He's got a hangover. He pulled a big drunk last night. And so apparently the mixed pickles is good for hangovers. Just take a big old spoon of them. What it is, I guess when you're drinking, you lose your salt in your body. So mixed pickles have a lot of salt. That's the way I'm figuring it. I don't know. Who knows? Just what I heard. Well, 16 minutes. And I sang happy birthday. Working on a song called Little George. Got to talk to Lorraine and Pauline before I put George, their dad, in there. Of course, now my doctor's name is George. Now he's a twin. Dr. Manny Sillis used to be my doctor, but now Nancy Johnson and Dr. If I need a doctor, it's Dr. George Sillis. George. Maybe I ought to put his name in there. I have to ask him first, though. Well, talk so much. My throat's starting to bother me. I'm going to have to get off here and drink me some water. Y'all have a good evening. And good thoughts to everybody. And if you like prayers, prayers to everybody. Peace be unto you all. The one and only Lady Sandy Bark. When I got married and I went home, I told my mom and introduced my husband. Mom, this is my husband, James Barker. My name's Barker now. She goes, well, it fits you. You always barking about something. So, ruff, ruff. Good night, everybody. Prayers and peace. Good thoughts.